Good morning, Your Honor. Creighton Gallup, P63002 on behalf of Concord Cooperative.
Ms. Mount?
I'm in the mouth.
I'm at a loss as to what is going on here. I thought the case was settled, and I'm getting motion after motion.
I'm at a loss as to what is going on here. I thought the case was settled and I'm the judge comes in swinging, straight confusion. Imagine thinking a case is settled, only to be buried under an avalanche of motions. This is where courtroom drama turns into a paperwork war.
You guys settling this or not settling this?
Your Honor, if I could interject here, we have mediated on at least 2 occasions with Judge Hessen, and I'd like to say on a personal note, I appreciate her efforts to try and get this thing resolved. I have submitted to Ms. Mount, this is on a second occasion, a revised agreement that I believe encapsulated the final terms that we had worked out with Judge Hessen after doing a walkthrough of her unit. First one I was denied access, but Judge Hessen facilitated a second inspection. We went in there, and we believe we'd worked out a deal. I have provided that to Court Administrator Jen on Friday and a copy to Ms. Mount. I have not heard back from Ms. Mount as to whether those terms are acceptable or not. So the ball is in her court. The only motion that we have filed is after the 14th motion was filed by Ms. Mount last week. We just had to put an end to this. We just can't keep up with these motions. A lot of these are evidentiary in nature, and they're not.
These kinds of things. You can raise this at the time of the hearing. Motion to strike police report.
Evidentiary in nature. And they're not these kinds of things. You can raise this at the time of the hearing. Motion to strike police report, and here's the key. Motions aren't just paperwork, they're strategies. Each one can delay, redirect, or corner the other side. But stack too many motions, and the judge starts to lose patience, as we're seeing right here.
I'd understood the case was settled. That's what I'd understood. Now I have seemingly I got stacks of stuff here. And I don't know what's happened. Can you just tell me what the basic tenet of the conditional dismissal terms were, Mr. Gallup?
If the court's comfortable with that, because I do know that she had filed a request for a waiver of the jury trial, and I don't want to cause any problems with you if you're going to be the jurist on this one, Your Honor. I can tell you it was a conditional dismissal in general that had arranged for some terms that she would be able to stay so long as the general rules had been followed. I don't want to get into all the specific details, but Judge Hessen worked very hard with both parties to get some middle ground here. I thought this was resolved. I've just not heard back from Ms. Mount from the proposal that was sent to her last week, which is the second draft, which incorporated newer terms for her protection after the inspection that we'd done with Judge Hessen.
Well, do I dare ask what the new terms were?
No, it specified certain items that we were going to repair in her unit that were basis of her count.
Do I dare ask what the new terms were? They just had specified. Notice how the judge asks carefully, almost hesitantly, about new terms. That's courtroom chess. Every change could mean leverage, compromise, or a trap. Would you sign off without seeing the fine print?
I thought it was settled. Did they change something?
No, the habitability was settled, but not the misconduct.
Remind me, what specific misconduct?
Withholding my work order, filing a police report when I wasn't even there.
So.
And it all started after I started enforcing my shareholder rights for withholding a work order.
Can you elaborate on that, Mr. Gallup?
Yeah, she keeps referencing these police reports that are not a part of the court record right now, and that's one basis of one of her motions. I really don't know how to respond to it. It's not a part of the court record yet. She's insistent on having a police report.
Well, police reports.
I had to do it. There was at least one or two police reports, one of which, when the police were contacted after there'd been a threat made about the site manager, she threatened that she was going to beat her up. And I believe there was at least one other police report sometime where she believes there's conflicting statements from maintenance guys that she wants to call as witnesses. I don't think there's any probative value here, that nothing's been submitted to the court as a part of this. And if this is something that would need to be excluded or included as a part of an exhibit at trial, there are limiting motions and processes that would be handled for something like that. It's very preliminary that she would raise this issue right now. I don't think it's relevant. Regarding the unit itself, she's made claims that her work repairs went unanswered. I think the court knows this. This has been part of the record. There were some delays due to COVID.
Yeah, you know, but that's not right either.
And that's why, and Your Honor, and we have worked diligently with the defendant, and we have worked with.
Do you have time limits in there and the conditional dismissal as to when all these repairs are going to take place?
Yeah, they were already supposed to have taken place last month, but she wouldn't let us into the unit. She changed that. Now it's scheduled, Judge, but we'd rescheduled it pursuant to new agreement to the end of September, because it's going to require her and her family.
Slow down. I can't hear. I can't pick up two of you at the same time. You think I can hear you both and comprehend you both? Was a date set for them to come in?
Yes.
Did you let them in?
The first time, no.
Why?
Because I would prefer an extra set of eyes, because.
Did you tell Judge Hessen you weren't going to let them in the first time without her being there?
No.
Why did you not let them in then?
Well, because there's bigger issues.
So they're seeking to have you removed. And it sounds to me like you're winning. That's what's befuddling. Hang on. It sounds to me like you're winning. If there's a conditional dismissal, Leonard, they have obligations, you have obligations, but as far as I can tell, you've won.
I understand that, Your Honor, but a conditional dismissal, I've done nothing to deserve a conditional dismissal. I did what I'm allowed to do.
Well, doesn't the conditional dismissal set forth that they're going to undertake all this work? And that there's to be no further violations by you, and as long as there aren't, that will be, the case will remain dismissed? Look, if you guys don't want to settle it, I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
All I know is I thought it was settled, and it seems like every single or every other third day it just seems like I get motion after motion. I come back from a conference, I got motions after motions here. And I'm thinking, what is going on? I thought we were waiting for a conditional dismissal. Did you graduate from college?
Almost.
Maybe you should go to college and go to law school.
It's not my intention. I have stage fright. Like, this is not what I want to do, but I do know my rights, and I know I didn't do anything wrong. And.
All right. I understood it was settled. Is there anything else I can do to try to resolve this? You're right. If it's not a jury trial, I'm going to listen to the facts, and I'm going to make a determination as to what the facts are and apply the law.
Your Honor, as far as I'm concerned, the ball is in her court. We provided a proposed agreement, a revised agreement. This is at least the second draft that we've given her last week, and I've not heard from her. So if she's telling the court and me today that she's not interested, we got to put this on the litigation track. I'd rather resolve it if we can. My clients come a very long way from where they were at, and it's just very frustrating that all this treasure's been spilt on this. These costs are getting assessed back against the members themselves. This is expensive stuff, so we just need a fish or cut bait. I'd rather resolve it, but if we have to go to trial, so be it.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, I can't hear very well, Your Honor. Did Ms. Mount, is she definitively saying she is rejecting what was provided to her last
The
week?
way it sounds to me.
Okay.
I can tell you you're in the wrong court if you're talking about certifying this as a class action. Then I have other issues that I need to address, like, well, how long are you going to be gone on vacation?
I'll be back the 17th, Judge. We do have a preliminary date for the motion that we'd filed, the motion for the protective order. The court had given us October 6th. I know the court doesn't want to put this out further than necessary. I've not received a response to her motion. We just filed it last week. So obviously she would have a little bit of time to respond.
I don't need to decide anymore. There's so many here.
You've only
I've got packet after packet after packet.
You've made decision on one general motion, which was her motion to transfer,
Right.
And we submitted an order.
Motion for reconsideration. I got emergency motion for protective order. I've got motion to preserve rights, objections, and defenses. Notice of waiver of jury demand. Police report is inadmissible upon hearsay. Motion to certify and transfer to circuit court. Motion for class certification. I think there's a couple more in here.
There were still 5 or 6 preceding from the first batch that she'd filed that the court has not had an opportunity to rule upon.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't even know. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, if you guys don't want to settle, you don't want to settle. I guess we'll just go forward. I will schedule Jennifer.
Yes, Judge.
A notice going out on all these motions. We're going to set them for October. Was it the 6th that we already set the one with Mr. Gallup?
We gave them the 6th as a tentative date, yes.
Okay. So if, okay, let me see here. All right. So I want you to set forth all motions that are going to be heard on that. I want it, I don't even know. So all motions, you're going to separately list each one.
And Judge, for quick reference, if you look at our motion for the protective order, I believe we listed them all for your convenience. I think we listed them. There's 1 through 14. That should help the court.
There's 14 of them?
I believe it was close to 14 that she filed. We've only filed 1 motion.
Oh, there was more. I must be getting bad at counting. Motion for reconsideration will be the first one on the list. Set them all for October 16th. Any responses are due by
October 6th.
Register, if you would, by September the 29th. Can you do that, Mr. Gallup?
I believe we've responded to all of those, including the 2 recent ones she filed last week. I think
Match them all up and give them to me, Jennifer. If there's
Yep.
any other ones, you have to respond by September 29th. You likewise have until September 29th, ma'am, to file any responses, okay?
The only other thing I'd ask the court, Your Honor, we've already relied on what we thought was an agreement to get these contractors out there. This is our duty anyway to make repairs. We're going to ask that the court order her to cooperate with any type of necessary inspections in the interim. There are a couple things that need to be done. One is the flooring. The second requires a contractor to come out there and displace them. We'd already made a hotel reservation to put them out. This could.
Hotel reservation? Who out?
Because they're going to be renovating the bathroom upstairs. HUD requires them to relocate. We've already made arrangements when we're talking with Judge Hessen to get her and her family accommodations if they choose to use them, because they're going to have to rip out the bathtub and replace the flooring upstairs. These are the repairs that were scheduled for August that we rescheduled for at the end of September. If we reschedule it again, this may not happen until October, November, and that'll just
So wait a minute, when are you scheduled to do the work?
29th, September 29th.
Okay, and you paid for a room for Ms. Mount and her family?
They've already made one arrangement. They're making a second one. They're not out of money until she doesn't show up. We can still cancel. My understanding is we're making another reservation for her for a period of a week. It's possibly a week it's going to take to do the upstairs.
What do you want me to order? Tell me what you want me to order.
That she will cooperate with the necessary repairs as proposed in the.
If you're going to complain about them not doing repairs, hang on.
Okay.
If you're going to complain about them not doing repairs, you need to let them in to do repairs,
I
right?
understand that, but my children's stuff has been stolen from the last time, so I appreciate it. If I could get them out of the house and do it without them worrying, because they're traumatized from the last time.
From what last
From
time?
our stuff being stolen from
When?
the contractors.
When?
When we were out last time in the hotel for 3 months.
Judge, I don't know what she's talking about. We have never had any reports.
What do you want to? I'm not following you. Do you want them in to do the repairs?
Yes, I did. I just, my kids.
Well, I understand, but do you want to take them to the hotel?
I mean, yeah, I don't have a problem. I just, everybody's showing up at the door. I would prefer just to keep them out of it as much as possible.
Well, tell
Because
them,
they're
wait a
afraid to
minute,
leave.
wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm trying to help you here. If you want the repairs done, they have to gain